Let's talk about the April 2025 Fastrack. So the April 2025 Fastrack came out on Thursday of last week, and there has been a lot of discussion about this one because there was a lot in this about proposed changes to the classing. Now, we're going to get into that here in a second because that is a good amount of the Fastrack, but to kick things off with the recommended items section, we have street touring category with ST allowance for coolant overflow tanks. The STAC recommends the following addition to section 14. The coolant expansion and overflow tanks may be substituted as long as they meet all of the following restrictions. The alternate tank must fit in the stock location, have volume equal to or greater than the stock part, weigh no less than the stock part, and may serve no other purpose. So there's that for ST allowance for coolant overflow tanks. Next up in the modify category is wording correction for DMod and EMod. It looks like there's just some changes to the how big the canards can be and some other stuff in the definitions of this rule. Next is the member advisory section with safety, so bite mount. The bite mounts for cameras are not considered sufficient to meet the requirements of the rules. Cameras must be securely mounted, so no bite mounts for your cameras. Next, in development, the SDAC representative for the NORPAC division has relocated out of the division, creating an open spot on the SDAC. Members interested in this position are invited to submit their qualifications in writing via soloeventsboard.com, which I'll be leaving in the description down below, so feel free to check out that link if you really want to look into that. Street categories up next with comfort and convenience lowering seat brackets. Thank you for your letter. Wow. Please see the response to the letter published in January 2024 Fastrack. The comfort and convenience allowances outlined in the rules do not permit seat bracket modifications. So, sucks for you tall people, I guess. Street touring categories next with electronic throttle controllers. Electronic components may be installed in line between the engine, sensors, and PCM ECU. These components may only alter the signal from the sensor in order to affect the PCM/ECU operation. As such, an electronic throttle controller that connects between the throttle pedal and ECU is considered legal as long as it does not have additional functions that would violate other allowances. So there is the answer to that. Next is the Cusco rear upper control arm kit legal, and the STAC has determined that it is not allowed in street touring. So there's that for street touring. Street prepared categories up next with steering arms for the Lotus Elise and Exige. Per the SPAC's understanding of the request, it would be legal to make the change under the rule, provided the change follows all the sub-rules within. Next, rear toe links for Lotus in CSPLP. The SPAC has two responses regarding this question. First, the subject arms may be changed under the camber rule. Second, provided it follows all the restrictions, additional reinforcement may be added under the rule 15.8.L. Next, SPAC committee personnel. The SPAC is anticipating openings, and interested members are invited to submit their qualifications in writing via the soloeventsboard.com. Once again, that'll be in the description down below. If you want to check that out, click on the link there. Next up, we have change proposals. Now, this part of the Fastrack for everything in the change proposals of this month is pretty wild, okay? So it's just pretty crazy. Starting off with event operations. So additional definitions for section 1.2. Now, if you guys are well acquainted with the SCCA, you are well aware of what may or may not have happened in the, I don't even think it was just autocross. I think it was like SCCA all encompassing. There was something that came out last week where it was a Fastrack. I don't think it was autocross specifically. I think it was just all of SCCA that came out with an update to participants with just he/him. And this caused an uproar. Rightfully so in some aspects. And this change proposal right here is kind of answering or, solving that, I guess. Anyways, this is what the additional definitions are. So throughout the rule book, the term participant is used. However, there is no definition of participant. In order to define this term and align with the other programs, the SEB and staff proposed section 1.2 be amended to read as follows. The rule 1.2.4 participant. A participant is one who has been permitted to compete, officiate, observe, work for, or participate in any way at an SCCA sanctioned event and or is permitted to enter for any purpose any restricted area. Following are subcategories of participant. Entrant. An entrant is a person who has completed all the necessary requirements to enter the event. A competitor. A competitor is a driver who has started at least one run at the event. Official. So this has been added. Official. An official is a person who is a member of the SCCA and has been delegated responsibilities by the event chair or chief steward. So there is the clarifications there. Next up, street category. Feedback on GS changes. Here we go. The SAC is seeking member feedback on the following changes to Appendix A effective January 1st, 2026. Move from DS to GS. Alfa Romeo Giulia, Audi S3, Cadillac ATS, Chevy Camaro LS and LT, including the 1LE, Cobalt SS Turbo, I guess, Mustang EcoBoosts, Hyundai Elantra N, Kona N, Veloster N, Lexus IS, Mazda 3 Turbo, Mini Cooper, pretty much all of them, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, Lancer Rally Art, Subaru Legacies, WRX and WRX STIs, so all WRXs, Volkswagen Golf R, and the R32s from D Street to G Street. And then moving from G Street to H Street, Acura TLX, BMW 3 Series, Chevy Cobalt SS, Chrysler 200, PT Cruiser 300, Dodge Caliber SRT4, Focus ST, Hyundai Veloster Turbo Rally Edition, Genesis Coupe, Genesis G70, Jaguar X-Type and S-Type, Lexus IS300, Lincoln MKZ, Mazda 323 All, Mazda Speed Protege, Mazda Speed 3, Mercedes 190E, C23, Mitsubishi Galant, Saab, Linear Aero, Turbo models, Subaru Legacy, Volkswagen GTIs 2015 to 2021s, and Jetta and the GLIs. So, a lot of crazy big moves. Now, you know, a lot of us have been discussing this since this came out on Thursday. There's going to be a lot of talk about this over the next year until these changes are either put into place or rescinded a little bit, changed up to what the feedback will be. I'm not going to talk about it too much here. Obviously, the Elantra N is not an overdog at all in D Street necessarily. It is very good, as well as the Golf R. So, I don't know. Those might just dominate G Street. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about these proposed changes. Which vehicles do you think would be okay to have in G Street and H Street? And which ones do you think are getting improperly moved down? Also, which cars that are currently in higher classes would you like to see moved down? AKA the freaking GR Corolla and the FL5 CTR? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But remember, with these proposed changes, like it says here, they are seeking member feedback. So put in your letters, because I'm going to put in my letters, not only for, you know, talking about this stuff a little bit, but also to try to get the GR Corolla hopefully back down to D Street, where it belongs. Anyways, moving on from this. We have street touring category, IRP shifter and ST classes. The STAC is requesting feedback regarding a revised potential change in section 14 as follows. Interior trim, they crossed out plastic parts, may be modified the minimum amount necessary to allow the installation of authorized modifications such as shifters and steering wheels. Next, allowed non-performance modifications. So the STAC is republishing the following proposal without changes to ensure the membership has time to comment on the proposal. So far, feedback on this proposal has been minimal, and the STAC and SEB encourage the membership to write in their opinions. So what this is it's essentially asking for member feedback on suspension, like different mounting, and modifications that won't serve a performance purpose, more of a longevity, durability, and reliability purpose for the long haul. And they just want member feedback. So if you're in the street touring space and you have an input on this, feel free, go to thesoloeventsboard.com. Once again, in the description down below, go ahead, put in your letters for everything, not just this, but you know, the classing and all this other stuff through that site. So if you have any feedback on that, get there and do it. Next up, street prepared category, add BMW 1M to ESP limited prep. The SPAC is requesting member feedback to the following classing: ESP BMW 1M Limited Prep. Modified category. So classing for a Pro Challenge car. Not too sure what exactly all that is, but looks like the MAC is seeking member input on the following proposal to class Pass Car Pro Challenge cars. In Autocross. Legends cars and Dwarf cars. Appendix A modified class F mod, I guess, a bunch of these things in that class. So there's that. If you're into the modified and the pass cars, I don't know what exactly those are, but pro challenge cars is what they say. Moving on, AM control or traction control. The MAC is looking for feedback on allowing expanding the allowance for limited track TCS in a mod to permit full TCS. Get a mod classification correct. To better clarify the intent of a modified, the MAC is soliciting feedback on the following change to 18 modified category, just crossing that whole paragraph out. And as always in these fast tracks, we have the not recommendeds, the other items reviewed, and the handled elsewheres, also known as the misfit inputs, or thank you for your inputs. Anyways, next up, tech bulletins, event operations, out-of-date procedural rules in SR. The following updates to administrative rules have been approved by the SEB. Remove 5.1E, add new 5.3D, appoint the operating stewards, and then stuff taken out of change 8.4. Next up is street category with a cleanup of Porsche classing. Now, this is not like reworking Porsche classing at all more than they have been doing recently, but it's more just cleaning up the rules and just how it looks in the classing. So that's all that is there, just making it look nicer. And then moving on to BMW M5 Touring. Per the SAC, add the following new listing to Appendix A. The BMW M5 G90 is going to SS. Please class 2025 718 Boxster Spider RS, which they add the following to new listing, and the 718 Spider RS is going to SS. Go figure there. Next, street touring category. 2017 and up Subaru Impreza. Per the STAC, add the following to Appendix A. GST. Subaru Impreza 2017 to 2025. So there you go, Impreza owners. Street prepare category, GTI Mark 8 Limited Prep FSP. They are adding that car to FSP. Very nice, I guess, if you're using one. E&O in mini listings. Per the S-Pack, fix the mistake in Appendix A as shown below. ESP Mini Cooper S, including JC. Oh, they put an E there, I guess? I don't know. JCW. So they just added an extra E, I suppose. And then last but not least, classing for unlisted car. Per the S-Pack, add the following listing to Appendix A. ESP Jaguar F-Type R 2014 to 2024 Limited Prep. So that is the end of the April 2025 Fast Track. What did you guys think of everything that was laid out there? I know there was quite a bit. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of all those proposed classing changes. Are you going to write a letter in about those classing changes, whether you think they're good, whether you think some stuff should be left out or stay where they are, and also any cars that you think that aren't on that list that should be on that list to get bumped down, just like the GR Corolla. And if you enjoyed this video and you got some good use out of it, please like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and ring the bell so you guys can be notified of more fast tracks like this. More content coming to this channel soon, racing, just car oriented and general related, and more stuff coming to this channel soon. And with that, hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and as always, keep going fast.